Hi, I'm Richard, and I'm a King James Bible believer, and so when I go places where I suspect they'll sell them or have them, I'll check them out, and occasionally I find interesting editions like this one. Now, normally this edition wouldn't be particularly interesting, but what makes it particularly interesting is the fact that I found it in a local store and didn't have to go online to get it, and this edition I'm almost certain is out of print. Additionally, it seems to have been a custom edition to some extent because, as you can see, it says 2005 right there, and then on the spine it also said 2005. I'm not really sure why. I sort of doubt that the regular editions said that. But in any case, this video is going to be more of an overview and not so much of a review of its features because I haven't actually gotten to look into it. It's totally sealed, and that's part of what makes it an interesting edition here. So I'm going to be opening that and showing you a little bit about it. First, the packaging says center column references, book introductions, translation and explanatory notes, concordance, words of Christ in red, and full color maps. And just to show you the other angles of this, we'll go around and show you those. King James Version, old Thomas Nelson logo there. Now you got your ISBN, and because I got this at a discounter, they scratched out the original UPC. Get a little closer here. Got some more information there. Show you the back, pretty plain stuff, just white. But it is a pretty nice box. You have a sample of the text here. And it says black bonded leather, gilded gold page edges. So here we go. So as you can see, this thing is totally sealed here. And what's nice about this, and what seems to have become less popular among the lower cost publishers other than Cambridge and R.L. Allen and all them, is this nice classic design which this thing has. I really appreciate that, and you definitely have that here. Holy Bible written in gold on the front, as you saw on the spine, you have that. You also have the frets. If you could see those, you probably noticed those. You have this gold gilt edge. You have your glued and sewn binding. You have your ribbon marker up there. Let's just get that in the camera. And you have this design around the page edges. I believe I've seen that on Cambridge editions. I don't really have any Cambridge editions other than the New Cambridge Paragraph Bible, which is a hardcover, and don't really care for it all that much because of the textual changes. But in any case, this one looks like it's going to be quite interesting. So let's just open this thing up, take a quick look. I should have planned better for this because I want to open this in such a way that I don't ruin it. So let me just take this out of the camera for a moment. Now, one of the things that I found really interesting about this was the fact that this was packed, I assume, in 2005. And because of that, this thing was packed and was just never opened, never unsealed. A lot of times when you have stuff in a bookstore, people will want to look at it. It'll at some point become unsealed by a customer or something like that. But this particular one remained sealed after all those years. Not sure if that's because it was in a warehouse or what the backstory was. I mean, it's probably very unlikely, but if anyone knows more about this particular edition, if the 05 edition was like a mass market thing or if it was just a custom thing, then you could let me know in the comments, but I'm not really sure. So I've got the plastic started on my end, so I'm just going to bring it back over to the camera so I can at least unseal it in front of the camera, but I think it would just not have been a good idea to have done this in front of the camera because I'm stretching over the camera because my setup here is not very conducive for these videos, but I'm doing it. So here it is. and take it off without even ruining the plastic, honestly. Nice. So, I mean, to be honest with you, the cover here kind of feels lower quality than I had expected. I expected it to feel more like the Zondervan King James Bibles from, I don't know when they started printing them, maybe like a decade ago. But it actually feels cheaper than that. It feels sort of like those more like outreachy type Bibles that they try to make seem more premium. And also this gold here, which is something I noticed through the plastic. I don't know if you can see that on camera, but it's not really a glossy gold. It's sort of a matte gold, but it's nice nonetheless. And one thing that really stood out to me with this edition was the fact that Holy Bible is written so high up on the cover, and it's just straight across, very bold lettering. This is a pretty uncommon thing to find, especially on these less expensive Bibles that are so packed with features. I mean, when you get ones with these less expensive covers, a lot of times what you're going to get is something that's stripped down of features and extremely cheap. So although the cover here does feel a little less premium, it seems like an overall nice package, very stately looking, and I really appreciate that, and I'm quite impressed with this sort of setup here, regardless of that cover. So let me just open this quickly, and I'm going to try to do this without disturbing the item too much. This doesn't seem like the item that would lay flat too easy, but you're going to get that standard sort of plasticky page in here. It's not on all King James Bibles, but it is on, obviously, some. This is actually 2 pages here. I'm not really sure what this middle page is. Hold on. Oh, this is very nice. I assume this is the older Thomas Nelson presentation page. And there you go. Very nice, very nice. Reference edition, Words of Christ in red, and instructions. And one of the things I also really like about this, besides its stately look, is the fact that it's the center column reference edition. And it's hard to find nice editions like this these days for a decent price, because usually this sort of format is reserved strictly to the higher end publishers now, you know, Cambridge and whatnot. If you want a nice stately looking Bible and you want those center column references also, I mean, you're probably going to have to pay for it. That's usually how it is these days. But I know that years ago that wasn't the case, and they would make Bibles like this. And so it was really a blessing to be able to find this thing, and even brand new, sealed and everything. I'm really grateful for that. You can see that red letter there. I don't know if King James Bibles published by Thomas Nelson from this era contained the New King James Concordance in the back. I suppose I'll look more into that. I mean, this seems to be sort of developing into almost a review anyhow, because I'm looking through the thing because I'm kind of excited about it. It does say Concordance King James Version there, so it may well be a special concordance. And one more thing I am going to look for is, does it say the Revelation of St. John the Divine? Because, you know, on the newer editions, even of the King James, they will change it to the Revelation of Jesus Christ in line with the New King James, which is also what they do here. But you get these nice book intros, not sure what they say because I haven't read them, obviously, right there too. And the text size, I mean, just looking at it, I would guess that text size is going to be like 8 point or maybe slightly larger. The references look extremely similar in size to the main text, so they may just, yeah, couldn't tell you for sure though. And down here I'm noticing some notes, so you also get some of those notes. And so if you just want the King James text and you don't want to pay a lot, this is actually a really nice edition. You know, sometimes people don't really want to travel with a study Bible. I can tell you that, for example, the Ruckman Reference Bible is a very nice, I guess it's not really a study Bible, obviously it's a reference Bible, but it's very nice and it sort of almost acts like a study Bible, but it's definitely more than just the King James text. This is sort of multi-use, more versatile than a regular King James Bible, but also still mostly just the text and things that point you to different parts of the text and help you along in your reading and whatnot. I'm just showing you the maps really quickly. I don't know if you want me to go through all of them or if anyone finds this annoying because you can barely see them, but I'm going to try to quickly just flip through them. And let me just get a page count on this just for you guys. By the way, here's the back, bonded leather. I'm just going to go to the end of Revelation just to quickly see what that page number is, because obviously you're going to have the pages restart in the concordance, or at least I believe that's generally what happens. I'm sure there are some Bibles out there that don't do that, and so I don't like to make definitive statements in that regard. But as far as the Bible itself goes, it's actually pretty short when you look at the page numbering, which means that the text is relatively small. You have 1,044 pages listed up here. So that's pretty interesting and kind of gives you a good idea, because if you have larger print, obviously, generally you're going to have more pages. In any case, I hope this was interesting and easy to watch, not too boring. Appreciate you watching. Sorry about my poor setup for recording. In any case, once again, thank you for watching. Have a good day.